Okay, well, welcome to the BritFlicks interview.
Good man.
And I'll start from the top, like from where I gave the preamble, as it were.
Yeah,
So
sure.
What advice would you give to filmmakers wanting to shoot a film in London, to start with?
Wow. Okay. I would say know what you want, really. Go. I mean, obviously do your research. That's what we did, kind of going across the whole of London, and also know how you want to shoot the film. I mean, we wanted to shoot something quite expansive across London. So the way we shot the film is we started off in West London and made our way across to East London. So we covered the whole of London as we shot across the city.
It was sequential like that?
Yeah. We started off, the first thing we shot wasn't it? It wasn't the prison?
Yeah,
right.
We
did one with Scrubs
we were doing
Prison.
all round there to south.
Shepherd's
and
Bush
then moving
Market,
up.
and just constantly working our way through Park Lane Hotel and the Grosvenor Hotel and so forth, and eventually London Eye, and just all our way over to East London. Eventually that's where we did the car chase in Canary Wharf.
And what biggest compliment I think I can give the film is, like, at some point, certainly with the night shots, is you made London look like it could be LA at times.
Oh, thank you.
You know, you see like things like Drive.
Of course.
You get that kind of glamorous, kind of sumptuous feel, and I think that's it's not always the view you get of London. I think looking at your cinematographer having some Bad Boys and stuff is kind of like.
Of course, no, that's without a doubt.
It was about making it classy, you know, because there's a lot of British films out there that have that gritty, dark feel to it, but it was like, where's the glitz and glamour, the Hollywood, of London? And we've got a lot of great things in this country, and it's a beautiful city, and especially at night, you know, it's a cool city to live in.
Particularly John Mackenzie's like Long Good Friday. You know, that was a film that was like quite a. It's just a very glamorous. The way the film's shot is extremely glamorous, and that was something we wanted.
And the
to
subject matter as well. It's like that's a film that not many films have been made like that, and why? You know what?
Well, that and Get Carter. I think those are two films I think you referencing.
Yeah, very much. So. Also, I mean, Walter Hill's The Driver was a big influence.
Really?
Yeah. And that's just the way we try to shoot London at night, you know, because if you look at a lot of the 70s films like Marathon Man, Parallax View, a lot of those pictures, they're all just location set pictures, but they all stand up today because the architecture doesn't change. And if you shoot it with the right cinematographer, hopefully it will hold up over the years.
You couldn't shoot it like those films today either. It's very simple. The idea, like the driver, you know, it's the guy and he's really driving in the car, and it's the action you're seeing, you know, it's beautiful.
And I mean, from what I could see in the film, did you get to shoot on Bishopsgate some of that car chase?
That was a kind of situation where we shot that in 2 days. I mean, literally, I walked it all.
Hats off to you.
Yeah, thanks. No,
we had extra 20. We had a lot of guys.
A lot of guys, safety-wise, but literally, we just sequentially broke it all down, and I split the car chase up between two parts of London. One is around Bishopsgate, and the other bit is around Canary Wharf, because we had no lighting. So literally everything you see is the natural lights that are around the city, and so we just literally decided on a couple of camera angles, and that was it. We just went there and just positioned everything and just got on with it.
So shot with ambient light mostly.
Everything's shot with ambient light. Everything's one
Top
take.
draw.
Yeah, one take. There wasn't a chance for 2 takes.
Yeah, just action all the way. Get it in first time.
Clean gate, because we shot 35mm. Clean gate, good. Let's move. Clean gate, good. Let's move. Yeah,
never moved so quickly in our lives.
So like there's a hysteria attached to the production of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely over those 2 nights.
Full of energy, like the film, you know. It's energy, it goes all the way through, you know.
Gabriel Byrne's character.
Yeah.
I've never heard this expression, like the merchant. Where did that expression come from in your research in terms of a gangland leader? I've never heard them.
Do you know what? I was just, when I was sitting there and I was writing, you know, the film is kind of like, it's a homage as well to, like, you know, Michael Mann and people like that and stuff. And it was like, I just hadn't heard, there wasn't any particular research, if I'm honest. It was just a case of the merchant, and I'm just going to write this.
Sounded good.
It just sounded good. I was just writing it, and I'm the merchant of the city, and, you know, nothing without a centigrade heat that comes through, you know, it doesn't come through the city without coming through me. It just felt very natural and very right for the moment.
And actually, that is the main point from your question before, is to start with making any movie, the script. Yeah. Firstly, before you think about anything else, get the script right. Yeah. And it's those characters that will drive your story. But also, if you're thinking as a producer and thinking like George had places in mind to film it, so you already know how you're going to film it and why the characters are doing what they're doing. then you just got to film it right, and you got a good movie.
Just got to film it right.
Yeah,
yeah,
and direct it right.
So then, in terms of you talk from the writing point of view, you said you got those characters down, and then you said, I can't remember exactly the words in the Q&A with the productions, but it's like the idea that they started to come alive in terms of the writing.
Yeah, absolutely. You just start writing the characters out on the page.
You know them so well, like
they talk to you.
Yeah.
As you do, the more you go through the process, you don't really know. I mean, I didn't know where the film was going to end. I just had a very broad. I just started with the words pitch black. That's how I started the screenplay, and then from there I just created the characters, and the characters eventually start talking to you.
You know what a definite yes or a no is for that character. You know what they definitely won't do, what they definitely will do. You know, so once you've got all of them feeding off each other, it's an ensemble piece with all the characters in there. You know, they all have their position in it.
But that only works itself once you start writing the screenplay, and as I said, that character will lead you down this road, and then how that character interacts with this character, and eventually you get to a point where you really, as I said, they all start speaking to you, so you kind of, the story starts speaking to you in itself, and it comes off the page.
And you've got a lot of everybody. I think it's almost everybody's an anti-hero.
That's right.
The argument isn't like a protagonist who's the good guy.
No, that's right.
So what would you say would be the kind of the moral at the heart? Is there what moral is at the heart of all things?
Well, I think it's all about choices, isn't it? I mean, everyone, I think, particularly in a city, you know, we're all quite isolated, and it's the choices you make. And I think in this particular instance, you have a melting pot of characters that come together, and ultimately, it's about making the right moral choice. And the moral choice in this particular film is very grey. You know, and then what the character Sands tells you that pretty early in the story when he's speaking to the character Dixon, and he kind of lays it down what's going to have to happen in order for you to make a decision and for you to move forward, and that's what happens at the end of the story. And it's like, does he make that decision or he could take the easier decision? You know, and as I said, the moral compass is skewed, but ultimately he has to make a decision to go in one direction, and you know, that's the anti-hero. Yeah,
and I guess we'll finish it up. I'll just say that I thought that kind of moral dilemma at the end is a nice ending with. We won't do the spoiler. But
yeah, we won't do the spoiler, but yeah, we know what you. Yeah, great.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. All right, nice you take.